Shalom to elect the nation of Israel. This is Barazal coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rachak Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and to the hopeful elect pushing his word and truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. This lesson's going to be titled, you can't love your family more than the Lord, right? Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Right, and the word love in etymology, Old English, lufu, feeling of love, romantic, sexual attraction, affection, friendliness, right? So affection, you can't show more affection to your family than the Lord, right? Yahweh Shem Shai, the love of God, the love of God. Love as an abstraction of personification. It also says praise, right? So you can't praise your family more than you love the praising of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, which is true, right? To care, you can't care more about your family than the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, right? That's pretty much it. So, as the times we're coming to, things are going to get more crazy. And your family, whoever that is, right, they're going to try to pull you out of the truth. They're going to try and do things to make you want to go save them or help them or consider them more than the Lord, right? Which is just all going to come through your emotions. That's why having control of your emotions is going to be a very important thing. At the end of the day, the Lord is going to put the spirit on the men of the Lord, right, to do those things. But those men of the Lord are going to be constantly meditating on doing those things anyways. So because they're working on it, right, just like a boss sees his employee working, he's going to give him the strength or the raise to do what he needs to do, right? Luke 14:26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. So you have to be selfless in the truth. You have to love Yahweh Shem Shai even more than your own life, right? And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. And it's true. How can you not, bear the cross of Yahweh Shem Shai, right? In a sense, but also your own cross, really, right? Because of your own sins. And think you can follow the Lord when the Lord had to bear his own cross. He bare his own cross, his sins, and the sins of Israel, right? But you don't want to do the same for yourself, for Yahweh Shem Shai, right? Of course you can't be his disciple because you're not walking the same footsteps with him, right? So we're going to go to Luke 21:15. For I'll give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Right? So at the end of the day, because things are going to get crazy, the Lord is going to put words in your mouth that no enemy, right, will be able to resist or combat, right? Because it's going to be the Most High's words, right? So even your family, when you start talking about, the MOTB, you got to take it, blah, 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 you're going to talk, and that's about it. It's done. So it's either they're going to follow you or they're not going to follow you, right? Either they're going to listen or they're not going to listen, right? That's just one example. And another example is maybe you're going to be in a situation where, maybe it might be a cop, right? Pull up on you and, because who knows how crazy, well, we don't know exactly how crazy it's going to be. We know it's going to be crazy. Cop might pull you over. You might want to take your shit. But the Lord is going to put words in your mouth for you to get yourself out of that situation, right? And I'm just using examples, but basically it's what it says, right? For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, right? So you can use that wisdom in different situations, whether it's persuading a family member or just giving them the truth, why you're not going to do a certain thing, right? Verse 16, and ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolk and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. So some of us are going to die. There's going to be martyrs, right? It said some, but some of us are going to die because our families might going to rat us out, you know? Maybe they're going to be looking for people who took the injections, or sorry, the people that haven't taken the injections, and they're going to round them up, right? But really, it's me, the ones that haven't taken the MOTB, right? But, you know, if you haven't taken the MOTB, because it's going to be life or death at that point. So, like I said, some brothers are going to get rounded up because their family or whoever close to them is going to rat them out, which is going to cause them to be put to death. But it doesn't matter because if you get put to death, because you're going to come back anyways. You're going to be one of the first being beamed up, right? So the dead that died will be beamed up in the clouds, basically. We'll join him in the clouds, roughly paraphrasing. But basically, the ones that died first are going to join Yahweh Shem Yoshai in the clouds first, right? And everyone else that's left behind is going to follow afterwards, right? They're going to be second. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, right? For the sake of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, for his name. That's how important his name is. I'll read verse 18 too. But there shall not an hair of your head perish. Right? So the ones that don't get put to death, the rest are going to be fine. Yahweh Shem Yoshai is going to take care of them. It says, in your patience possesses ye your souls. And it says that because to be patient, you have to suffer, right? So if you're patiently suffering through everything that is going to be thrown at you, right? Bearing the cross, whether they try to threaten you with your life, right? Try to threaten your family members, your woman, whoever, right? Right? Even if it's to death, even though you die, you still possess your soul because you still did not sell out. You still didn't take the MOTB, right? Therefore, your soul is saved. So that's why you get beamed up regardless in the chariots. You get a new body, right? And the ones that don't die and they make it to the end, right? Same thing. That's why it says, in your patience possess you your souls, because to be patient, you've got to suffer. So we're going to be suffering until we're our test is done, right? Right? So now we're going to go to Matthew 10 and 35. Matthew 10 and 35. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, right? So someone that's trying to save their life, right? And that those times, the way to save your life is by taking MOTB. That's how you're trying to find your life, right? But by doing that, you lost your life. Because now you're going to die. Because the Lord told you not to take the MOTB, the Charagma. Because anyone that takes it is going to be put to death. That's why it says, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And that's why I said what I said before. If you lose your life, you get put to death. But you get put to death, because you didn't take the MOTB. Yahweh Shem Yoshai is going to, you saved your life, right? You have your life. Your life has been found. And you're going to be beamed up in the chariots. He that receiveth you, receiveth me. Right? So if someone receives you, that means they receive Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Right? Because you are of him. You're his messenger. He that receiveth me, receiveth him that sent me. Right? There you go. Right? Which is Yahweh. Now we're going to go to Ecclesiasticus 6 and 13. Separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. Right? So your enemies, our enemy is Esau. That's our main enemy. So you got to separate yourselves from them. And take heed of your friends. So watch. Right? And the word heed, let's see if we can find it. I believe it means watch or take notice or be aware. Yeah. Observe, heed, Old English, heeding. Observe, to take care, attend, care for, protect, take charge of. Right? So observe is the word. It also says careful attention, notice, regard. Yeah, there you go. Right? A faithful friend is a strong defense, and he that hath found such as one hath found a treasure. So that's why you can see it both ways. You can take heed as in notice, observe your friends. And by observing them, you'll know if they're a faithful friend or not. Right? That's someone you can rely on. If they're not a faithful friend, you can't rely on them. So you have to be circumspect of them. Right? Because they might turn you in. Right? You got to be aware of who your friend circle or your friend group is, or who you have in your friend group. Ecclesiasticus 13 and 17. What fellowship hath the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. They have no fellowship. Right? They're contrary to each other. One's a predator and one's a prey. Right? Just like the sinner and the godly. One is transgressing the law. One basically by one's against Yahweh Shem Shai, which is why they transgress the law and they sin. And the godly is a person who's followed the law, such commandments to the best of their ability of Yahweh Shem Shai. What agreement is there between the hyena and the dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor? There is no peace between the rich and the poor. There is no agreement between the hyena and dog. As a wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat of the poor, right? And that's it on that. All right, so the point has obviously been made. We have to really prepare our minds for what's coming, right? Because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And people that you thought you're close to are going to turn on you. They're going to start saying, because they're going to bug out, because they're going to be in an emotional state because they don't know how to control their emotions. They're not going to have, actually, let's get to the last one. I think it's Isaiah 33 and 6. Yeah, Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So they're not going to fear the Lord. Therefore, they're not going to stay in the right state of mind to do the right thing. Therefore, they're not going to be stable in their mind because they don't have the wisdom and knowledge, which is only given to the ones who fear the Lord. Right? Therefore, they're not going to have the strength of salvation, because that's how you're saved. Right? Because that's going to keep you in the right path. Right? Anyways, hopefully this lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect that pushes word and truth across the four corners of the earth. And shalom until next time.